In this video, we'll be taking a look at Han Solo in his trench coat from Endor for the Vintage Collection. So this is an action figure that's probably gotten far more releases than it ever really needed. So the version you're looking at here is the most recent one that was re-released with the face printing tech and the slightly different trench coat. It's been about a year or two now at this point. But I think prior to that, it's had at least 3 or 4 potentially releases. So I had the original at one point, which was released in the VOTC line back in 2006. I don't have that figure anymore. I sold it a couple years later. Kind of wish I kept it, but at the same time, I have this one now, and I think this one's a slight improvement over that one, but it still has a ways to go. Then it also received the original release in the TVC line. Then it also received a release in the Black Series 3 and 3/4 inch line. And then now this one. And I'm not sure if there was one in between. I think there may have been a few others as well released of it without the trench coat. The Han Solo Echo Base is also utilizing this tooling of the Han Solo, so it's seen its share of releases over the years. It was an alright Han Solo at the time, but definitely for today's standards, I think it's time for an upgrade. And now we do have the Han Solo Endor, or at least the Endor bunker Han Solo without the trench coat. So far, I'm not sure what to think of that action figure. I don't have it in hand yet, but just from what I've seen of it, I still think Hasbro has a little ways to go to get a perfect Han Solo, but we'll see. Might get it at some point, and then if I do, I'll compare it with this one, and I'll even try the trench coat on it to see how it looks. But regardless, it's a nice enough Han Solo for what it is. Is it going to be the best Han Solo? No. But fortunately, it's typically an affordable one that at any point in time you can always find one, whether it's this one or any of the other ones. But anyways, let's just go ahead and look at this package here. Nice image of Harrison Ford there. Han Solo Endor, Return of the Jedi. Yes, I did get this on GameStop at one point. It was VC62. And I have Boba Fett and the Royal Guard reviewed on the channel. And I'll get to Akbar and the Hoth Luke and the Bespin Escape Leia at some point. So that's the package. We'll take a look at this figure. So really the only difference between this one and the previous releases is the trench coat is a slightly different color and it's utilizing the face printing tech, which it's not the best looking Han Solo in the world. I think he looks a lot older here than what he really was there. There he was, Harrison Ford was about 41, 42 at the time, and here it kind of looks like he's at least 20 years older. But like I've said numerous times before, oftentimes the face printing tech, when Hasbro does it for re-released action figures, oftentimes it doesn't turn out very well. So it's kind of interesting that Hasbro got a little lazy as well, and even in the original run of the TPC line, they just went ahead and re-released this one instead of doing an all newly tooled figure, when at this point it had been 5 or 6 years since the original release. And as far as I know, each of the 4 versions I mentioned, the trench coat is slightly different colors. It's not like 2 and 2 or 3 and 2 or whatever. I think each one is a slightly different shade from one another. So all 4 figures are unique in one way or another. So in terms of articulation, he does have a ball joint at the neck there, and he does have hinged shoulders, hinged elbows, he has swivel wrist. He does have a joint at the torso there, which back in 2006 that was kind of an innovative thing. He does have swivel hips, and then hinged knees and hinged ankles. So pretty good articulation at the time. And we could just take this trench coat off for a minute. So this one has a little bit more of a grayish camo to it. And as you can see, he does look a little scrawny. Very loose belt as well. And as far as accessories, he just has the trench coat and then the signature blaster. Nothing fancy about that at all. But it does fit in his holster pretty good. And you can get him in a drawing pose. Can take his jacket off if you want, but it is a little stiff and you might break it in the process. But yeah, I mean, I think that's about all I can tell you about it. I will do a comparison here now that I have all these figures reviewed on the channel. TBC, Endor Luke, Endor Leia, and now Endor Han Solo. Interesting that Leia and Luke, to a certain extent, got all new figures, even though they are using previous tooling, but Han Solo just got a straight repack. But regardless, they all do look really nice together. They all have a different shade of camo. And I'm happy to have these. So would I recommend this Han Solo for your collection? It's not the worst Han Solo in the world. It's definitely not the best. I would say that one at this time would either go to the Stormtrooper Disguise Han or the Bespin Han Solo, and maybe even the new Endor Han Solo, depending who you ask. But this one is on the better side of Han Solos out there, in my personal opinion. So if you want it, I would say don't spend more than maybe $15 for it, which, as readily available as this action figure normally is, and the numerous releases it's had over the years, you could probably find it for no problem, $15 or less. So in that case, yes, I would say go ahead and get it for your collection. If it's overpriced and it's like $30 even or more, I don't think it's worth it. Like I said, hopefully someday we do get a definitive Endor style Han Solo. I don't think we're quite there yet, even with the new one. Although this new one, it might be as close as it's going to get. But we'll see. Hasbro is very unpredictable. But anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more reviews in the future. There will be plenty more to come. And if you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate your support. Check out some of the links in the description as well. Thanks for watching.